Hi, this is Janet Wakeland with RemarkablyCreated.com and the Remarkable Stampers. Today we're going to work together to create this piece of Easter art that you see here on the screen. So let's go ahead and jump in and get started. We're going to use lots of the wonderful features of my digital studio as we create this today. So I've already added background paper that I like to the work surface here. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start with a square punch. Two of the ways that I like to add paper is either with a punch or with a photo box. And since I know I'm not going to be altering, I'm just doing simple black. I'm not altering the shape, the size, or anything else. I'm just going to go ahead and use a punch. And let's just make that a little bit bigger. Okay, and we're going to color fill it with black. Black surface of a chalkboard, so like that. Now I like to use the global feature, especially when I'm doing something that has kind of that chalkboard art look. The global feature for me allows me to utilize all of the elements that I own in my digital studio, not just the favorites or those that I happen to remember the name for. So I've typed in the word Easter, and anything that Stampin' Up! Has identified with the word Easter, whether it's a set, paper, you'll see the word Easter used, that's going to come up in my search. So that's fun. So I'm just going to start to pick a few things and apply them to our work surface here. So let's see what else we can come up with that's Easter. Okay, so let's close that out. I'm going to just make that a little bit smaller, move it off to the side. I'm going to type in the word believe. I want a greeting or something that has the word believe in it. And there's a great one called Some Things Have to Be Believed to Be Seen. And I don't have to know the stamp set. I just have to look for the word believe and then I can find it. So we'll insert that there. And we'll make that a whole lot smaller. We'll put that over here. Actually, the egg needs to be way smaller, so let's make that a whole lot smaller. We'll just set that down over here. We'll move that down. Another way is if you actually know exactly what it is that you're looking for. I do know that we have a stamp set called Crosses of Hope, and so that's another one that you want. And so we'll go ahead and pull that up. And then the other thing that you can do is you can organize your stamps into categories. I have a video on my blog, www.remarkablycreated.com, on how you can do that. And so I do have a category called Easter, and so I can also find my images that way. I can go ahead and I can just, quickly look through the stamp sets to see if there was something that I really wanted from this section here. Okay, so let's just open that up for a second and let's pull this Happy Easter and we'll just put that in here. And let's bring that up here. And I'm not going to do all of the words because you can do a search for all of them. And then sometimes you have, well, let's just finish these first. So I'm going to just hold my Shift key down and I'm going to click on all of them. And I'm going to change their color to white, just like that. And then the next thing I want to do, because I want to give it that chalk dust feel, is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set, I personally just set mine at 50 and 5 because I can remember that number and it's easy. And I'm going to change my shadow color to white so it has that look of chalk dust. And I'm going to hit OK. So it has just a little bit of shadowing to kind of give you that look, and it's got that depth. Okay, so I've got those on there. So the next thing that we want to do is we want to start to add some embellishments and some more layers to this card. So we have this new embellishment kit called Delicate Adornment. It actually matches the Artisan Embellishments kit. So let's rotate that left. And this is awful white, and I want to make it vanilla. So we're going to go ahead and recolor it. And very vanilla. And we'll hit OK. And now we use our layering tool under the resource palette, and I'm just going to click on that, and I'm going to drag it down behind the punch so that it's there, just like so. And then we want to add some ribbon, so we're going to come up here, and again I have my ribbon categorized, so that is something that you can do, and again that video on how to do that is on my blog. So let's just come down here and find, today I want to use blue. Let's just pull this ribbon over. And we'll rotate it left. We're just going to put that on there. So now the next thing that I want to do is I want to build my cute little bunny. So we're going to use punches for that. And let's pull our circle in for his head. And then we're going to use a wide oval, medium oval rather, excuse me, for his bottom. Make that a little bit bigger. And then you'll adjust with proportions. Then we also have a wonderful punch called the Blossom Petals punch. It is perfect for punch art. There's so many more things that you can do with it than just create flower petals. It's a great one to work with for ears and little tails and things like that. So we're going to grab this one and we'll bring it in and we'll rotate it. And I want to make it slightly bigger. And let's tuck that a little bit further behind his head. And let's bring in a little bit bigger one. Like so, and we'll bring his head forward, bring to the front, and so now I can go ahead and I can click on all of them and we'll color them at once. Crumb cake, little brown bunny, missed one, there we go, crumb cake, okay, and then we just want to add a fluffy little tail, so let's come over here and let's get our delicate flowers. The soft blooms are beautiful. This one's a little bit different flower. I hadn't thought about this one originally when I did the bunny, and I think I like this one than the original bunny that you see on the screen. Just real fluffy, because that's kind of, at least I think of when I think of bunnies, as a real fluffy tail, just like this. And then let's just go back for just a second and drop shadow and just leave it where it's at on this project. So I'm going to drop shadow all of the punches at once. So, and then you just want to adjust his ears and kind of play with them the way you want them to be. And then one last fun tip, you've got this bunny created. Instead of reinventing the wheel every single time, what you're able to do, and let's go back to the bunny that I know is a good bunny, that I did take the time with. So let me go ahead and hold my shift key down. And so I've got that, this. I'm going to try to get all of the punches here. Hold on a minute, let me clear that because I can't tell if I've got her head in here. So let's just start this a little differently. Shift, let me get her head first. There we go. Now the bow. I want to make sure I get all of my pieces. So now I've got everything. I'm going to come up here under Arrange. I'm going to click on Group. Okay, so now I have it. Now I'm going to be able to save this group. So I'm going to give it Bunny Punch Art. So now I have this available anytime I'm doing another card, anytime I'm doing a tag, anytime I'm doing a scrapbook page. Maybe I want it on another page in that group. So here I have Happy Easter. I can come up here under Insert, Import from Saved Group. And I can come down here and I can find, I have to save it first and get out and then reopen it. But it will be here then under your import group. Okay, it doesn't show up automatically. What I did here instead on this original page, since this is now a group, I can copy and paste it to the back, okay? But now I have this saved forever and ever. I don't have to recreate the wheel. So hopefully we've taught you a few tips when you're working with punch art. Again, it's a white drop shadow that will give you that dusty look. There's a bunch of fun fonts on my post for today about this. A reminder about how to use the layering resource tool, and then a quick time-saving tip on how you can color multiple items at one time by holding down your shift key. So again, it's always easier than it looks. So just have fun playing. The best way I've learned to use my digital studio is to simply just jump in and try to start to create things. So have fun, guys. Take care and God bless.